Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we have another reading vlog, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting to read the books for this vlog for so long, but I'm like, we know how bad I am at doing reading vlogs. So I was like, I need to at least film this intro without me starting the book, you know, like I need to do that at least. If this outfit looks a little familiar, I am indeed filming this on the same day that I finished filming my, what video was that? Oh, K-pop idols recommend my books. I filming them on the same day. So if it looks familiar, that's why. Just ignore it. Anyway, today's reading vlog is going to be a reading vlog, obviously, but one that I am reading LGBTQ plus books because it is Pride Month and I am an ally. Okay, I am an ally and I love me some LGBTQ plus books. I do. I'm not afraid to say it. I love them. So the first one is a fantasy and I'm super excited to read it because I have not seen like fantasy. Well, does the Song of Achilles count? I don't know if the Song of Achilles counts. I really haven't seen much. I've seen the Song of Achilles, if that counts, and then I've seen Adam Silvera's like series, which is the Infinity Cycle series. I've seen those, and that's like pretty much it. Like I don't think I've seen any other like LGBTQ plus fantasy series. So I'm the most excited about this one, I think. Even though one of the books is indeed a Casey McQuiston book, this book I'm the most excited about, and that is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how to say her name, and I'm so sorry, Bridget. So I'm just gonna call you by your first name because I can pronounce that. Anyway, this is a fantasy, and she's a little thick. I can't lie. She's a little thick, but I feel like the font is low key big. The margins are also kind of big. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. Anyway, let me read you the back. I have picked all of the books I'm going to read in this video, in my TBR video. So if you guys have already heard this synopsis for these books, you can skip or you can hear them again if you forgot. So it says, forbidden magic, secret romance, dangerous alliances. When 19-year-old Tycho, the king's courier, arrives in a remote village of Briarlock, he hopes to escape the demands of his new life in the royal court, where magic reigns for the first time in ages. He doesn't expect to fall for a handsome blacksmith with a bruised heart. After years of cruelty in his father's forge, Jax never dared to dream of a better life until a magic-wielding young lord shows him an enticing alternative. When rumors of rebellion reach Briarlock, Jax wonders who he can trust and if he'll even survive. Jax's best friend, Callan, doesn't trust anyone, especially not a handsome stranger with magic which killed her parents years ago. When another royal emissary arrives seeking a co-conspirator, Callan finds herself embroiled in a plot that could lead them all to ruin. As tensions flare throughout the kingdom, it won't be long before everyone must choose a side. War is brewing, passions are building, and magic may doom or save them all. Like, doesn't that sound so good? I'm so excited to read this. How many pages is in this book? Oh. Oh. We're 542. You know, it's fine. It's fine. That's nothing. That's nothing. So this is the first book we're reading, and I am so very excited, and I will actually be like, give you guys updates throughout reading this book. Maybe. You know how I get. Maybe. But I am, fingers crossed, going to be doing that. So I'll see you guys when I actually start reading this.
Do. So why do we do this dance? Are we moving too slow? Cause you need reassurance. Don't conflate issues. Why you always jump to? Do I really want you? When you know that I do. You so scared to run, and so will you run. Jump the gun, but know that you got it. Even at your lowest, you got it. You know that you got it. Baby, take the moment, you got it. It's yours, it's yours.
Updates. Update time. This is the first update since I like started this video. I'm not gonna lie, it's been like a week. It's been like a week and I have not read much. I'm just really like not in the mood to read. I fear I may be going into a book slump, and I still have two more books to read for this video, and I want to post it on Friday. I need to post it before June ends, and so I kind of need to like lock in. But the thing is, it's crazy because like I didn't read like a bad book, and I wasn't crazy about 1984. Is that what? But the thing is, like after 1984, like I was like, I still want to read, and I started Forging Silver into Stars, and I'm liking this book. Like I'm really enjoying this book, but I just am not getting the urge to sit and read it, which I'm a little confused. But I don't know. This book I have read a good amount since we've last spoken. I'm 156 pages into this book. I'm on chapter 16, and that's like 30% of the way through this book. So there's that. We are still very much like kind of into like the world building of this book. Did I say? I feel like I read the back to you guys. I feel like I did, and if I didn't, I know I read the back to you guys in my like picking my June TBR, so just go watch that. But we're following three characters in this book. We're following Callan, Lord Tycho, and we're following Jax, and all of them are very different. Like two of them are kind of just like normal people, and then Lord Tycho works for the nobility, hence his name, and he kind of like figures out who they are because he goes to this town called Briarlock, which is where Callan and Jax both live / work, and he goes there because I don't really remember. I think maybe he was like hungry and he needed, oh no, he needed to fix a shoe for his horse Mercy, who is my favorite character of this book. But he needed a shoe for her, so he needed to find the blacksmith to fix that for him, and the blacksmith of Briarlock is Jax. Well, technically it's his father, but that's a whole thing. Is Jax, and then Callan, aka Cal, is the baker of Briarlock. So that's how he finds them, and they are already kind of like iffy with him because he is this nobility and they are just normal people, and Jax specifically is very like aware of the fact that like he's less than them. That's what he says, that he's less than them, he's not as important as them, and he just doesn't, he's intimidated by that. And then Callan is intimidated by him for a whole nother reason. Let me see. Okay, it does say it. Tycho has this magic that has shaken Callan's family in a way, not a good way. So she is very hesitant with him because of that, because he carries this magic that kind of ruined her family essentially. So they all have very different, and then Jax and Callan are like besties. And then there's Nora, who is Callan's sister. We don't really, I think she's kind of just like a side character. I don't think she really plays much importance to the book, but she's cute. She's cute. But the relationships in this book are not yet like fully defined. Based on the back, you know what's gonna happen, but like at the beginning of the book, I'm still like, is this gonna be a love triangle? Because those are the vibes that I get with this book, is that it's gonna be a love triangle. If it is, I don't think I'm gonna be very happy about that. I don't think so. But like, I don't know, like it's giving love triangle, but it's also not giving love triangle. Like Jax and Callan seem like they could be together, but Jax and Tycho seem like they could be together, but Tycho and Callan seem like they could be together. So like I'm just, I don't know. Yeah, I'm I'm just here for the ride, you know. I'm just here. But that's basically what's happening now. There, I think we're now starting to like dive more into the relationships, because most of the book so far has been like they had that interaction, and then like Jax didn't react well to an interaction that they had, and then Tycho was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. So he left, and then we were kind of just following him gone, and then like Callan and Jackson on their own, because Jax is also involved in some things that his father was originally involved in, and now he's kind of taken over, and y'all, it's a little messy. I don't know, it's a little dangerous. So they all kind of have, the only one that doesn't really have something going on is Callan, and I feel like that's gonna change, but right now she's the only one that doesn't really have like a set storyline, I think. But that's where we're at so far, and the chapter I just finished, I think we're kind of diving more into the romance part of the book. So yeah, I'm excited, I'm enjoying it, and I want to finish this today. There is, let's see how many pages are in this book. 542. So I have less than 400 pages. That's a lot of pages. I am listening to it though. So like listening to it, like listening wise, I have 12 hours and 21 minutes. Because I've been like listening and then reading along. But I think I'm gonna like stop that because we're moving, and I have this diamond painting that I've been working on since like January. And I just don't really, like, when I have time, my thoughts do not go to like, oh my gosh, let's diamond paint. But I mean, it kind of needs to be done before we leave. So that's what I'm gonna do today, I think, while listening to this. And I feel like I could get this finished because I'm listening to this on 2.3 times speed. So let's I've been using an audiobook calculator to determine how much time it's actually going to take me to read a book, because I like to know how much time this is going to take me. So let's see, I have 5 hours and 22 minutes left. It's 6:23 right now. So if I just like listen to this like for the rest of the day, like for as long as I am up, I would finish this by 11:40. Which I guess is okay. Like, I guess that's fine. We can do that, and then I could start the other two books. And They Lived, I have the audiobook because I tried to read that a long time ago, and that is going to be the next book that I read. Spoiler alert, I guess. That's gonna be the next book I read, and I've been trying to read this book for literally like 3 years. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I can't do it. But I have the audiobook for it. And I literally have 3 hours and 40 minutes left of the audiobook. I need to just read it. Like, I think once I finish this book today, because I'm going to finish it today. I'm just going to like, I don't work tomorrow. I'm just going to listen to it tomorrow. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to start listening to it. Because one, I feel like after I like, okay, for reference I bought 1984 around, like, I bought And They Lived, I think maybe like 2 months after I bought 1984. 1984 is the like book I've had in my room for the longest. Both of those books were on like my 25 books reading 2025 because they are the books I've had in my room for the longest, and they just need to be read. That we need to get it over with. There's no need for them to not be read and me still own them. It's either like I get rid of them or I read them. So I'm gonna read it. It needs to be read. But yeah, a little tangent on that. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? There was another thing. Oh, this author, apparently this is a spin-off series to, I forgot what her other book was, like the other series was called. Completely forgot. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But there's another, like a trilogy that she has, something, a curse, a curse, something like that. I know it starts with a curse. At least I think it starts with a curse. I'm actually not 100% sure, as you can tell. But it's a spin-off series for that, and Tycho is in like that series, I guess. But I started reading this with no problem, and this is the series 2. I guess there's gonna be 3 books, which I got this because I thought it was gonna be a standalone. I don't know why I would think that. It's fantasy. It's never a standalone, but there's gonna be 3 books, and one of them is already, the other one, like the second one's already out. So if I like this, I might have to go and get that. But I bought this because it's a pretty cover, and it's male, and I mean, like, that's, I love a queer book, guys. What can I say? So yeah, but those are my thoughts on this. And if I really like her writing, so I feel like maybe I'll buy some more of her books. Maybe. I'm on a book buying ban until we move, so it won't be now, but who knows, but those are my updates. I'm going to diamond paint. Maybe I'll put a clip in here of that, and I will see you guys. I said I would update you, and I'm doing just that. You are balancing on my water bottle. This is risky, but we're gonna do it anyway. I came to update you guys because when I just got myself some ice cream, so I'm gonna be very locked in when that gets here. Do you guys randomly just like get cravings for things? Like, I have just, it's not even like things, I've just been craving ice cream, like soft serve ice cream. It has to be soft serve because I have gelato in the freezer. That's what it's called. I have gelato in there, and I just like, it's just like not what I want. Like, that's not the ice cream. Like, it's not ice cream. I'm specifically craving soft serve ice cream, and I don't know. Like, I'm not a girl who craves things. Like, I don't crave things. So this is it's very weird to me, but I just got me some ice cream because I really needed it. So that's on its way here right now, and I'm very excited. But I needed to update you guys because it's been 3 hours since I last updated you guys. Can you tell? I feel like you can. It's dark. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a minute since I last updated you guys. I did not do my diamond painting at all. Like, I didn't even bring it out. Instead, I just played, there's this game that I'm obsessed with, guys. If you guys like the type of games where it's like those idle games where you just have to, like, you make the money and you, like, I'll show you. They remind me of tycoons and Roblox, and when I play Roblox, that's what I play. So this is very, like, it makes sense. Like, it's called Eat Venture. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Can you see? Okay, you can see. And then you just press this, and then you upgrade it. It's an obsession of mine. I love this game. It's a great pass of time. But I just listened to it while I played that, and I had a great time. I'm very far in. I am, let me see how far, like, percentage wise I am. I am 62% of the way through this book. I said I would update you guys at 50, and I truly, like, planned on doing that, but I just didn't because it was really good. Okay, you know how before I was saying it might be like a love triangle? It's not a love triangle, but it is messy. I will tell you that this book is so messy. Because there's like so many different things, so many different people, so many different relationships with each person. Y'all, there's some mess going on in this book, and I'm here for it. But like, Jax and Callan are low-key on, not even low-key, they are on separate sides of the battle that is happening here, and I'm just like, what is happening? Because I'm team Jax. I love Jax. Like, if I had to choose a favorite character besides Mercy the horse, she doesn't talk, but she does it for me. But like, if I had to choose a favorite character, I feel like it'd be Jax. Like, I really like Jax, and I don't really like Callan that much, dare I say. I feel like she is a very good like female main character. She's not your like average female main character that you get in a fantasy book, because I feel like when you're reading about a fantasy and there is a female main character, she's like very like strong, and not that Callan isn't strong. Callan is strong, but she's like that softer kind of strong. She's a baker. She like literally has no experience in like fighting at all, and she cares for her little sister in their bakery. Like, that is like, I feel like the farthest you get from other female main characters in fantasy books. If y'all are hearing that, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not the only person who lives in this house. But I feel like she's very different from other female main characters. And I do like her. She just does a lot sometimes, which, I mean, you do you, Cal, okay? You do you. But she's definitely a bit much at times, and I'm definitely a team Jax girl. But I am on chapter 35, which is page 323. So I have 219 pages and like 3 hours left in the audiobook. So I'm gonna finish this today. Well, not technically today. It's gonna be at like midnight probably. Closer to 1, I feel like. But I'm gonna finish it. And I'm really enjoying this. I definitely want to read the next book. But I'm nervous. I'm really, really scared. But we have dived fully into the romance of the book, and the romance in this book is tricky because of who these people are. So Callan has her own romance. She has her own romance, which I at first I was like, I feel like she's gonna like Jack, and Jax in low-key I think she did, but I also feel like Callan low-key liked everyone that was shown to her. Like, I feel like there was a point where she definitely had a crush on Jax, and then there was a point where she was having feelings for Tycho. I feel like the girl, she's been locked up in her bakery for a little bit too long, and she had a lot of thoughts when there was men around. Let's just say that. But she has her own romance, and then, as you can tell based on the back, I will say this because it's quite obvious, Jax and Tycho have their romance, and it makes me so very happy, but I'm also very scared because romance and fantasy books just never end well. Like, it's always very tragic, and especially if it's a series, like, it's tragic for majority of it, and then at the very end it's all like cute and happily ever after. But like, this is the first book. What is gonna happen? I don't know, but I am loving it. We are getting very much to like the climax and the conflict, I think, of the book. I feel like there was conflict from the very beginning, but I feel like we're really into the thick of it at this point. So yes, but I'm really, really liking this. I feel like I really just needed to force myself to sit down and read the book because I just didn't feel like reading, and it had nothing to do with the book, at all. I just didn't feel like reading. But now that I think we've overcame that for right now. I don't know if this is gonna stay. We've overcame that for right now, so I'm enjoying my time, and I'm gonna eat my ice cream when it gets here.
It's yours. My love, just rest assured. I'm yours, I'm yours. Tell me what you running for, 'cause you don't have to try so hard. Baby, come let down your guard. You think I care about money when I just helped you get ready for your interview? You think I like your body when I just caught close that I knew it looked good on you? Who do you think you are? Baby, you're an asset. 'Cause if I'm rocking with you, you're as good as it gets. But you're so scared of real love. Real love, real love. 'Cause you've been abandoned with any mistake. They quick to run, and so you run. Jump the gun, but know that you got it. Even at your lowest, you got it.
So I actually filmed a clip of me doing my diamond painting. You guys are like balancing on something right now, but like that's what you guys just saw me do. Fun, amazing. I was having a great time. But I have since, while doing that, finished Forging Silver into Stars. I didn't finish it yesterday. I actually didn't read at ooh, that glare from my glasses. I apologize. I did not read at all after I updated you guys yesterday. So yeah, but I finished it today and I really liked this. I'm actually super excited to read the second book. Like I said, I'm on a book buying ban. I'm not buying any books until we move, and that's in 2 weeks, so it's really not that long. But like, I'm not buying any books right now, so I'm gonna have to wait. I think it's Carving something, and it's like a red cover, and I'm very excited just because of how this ends. This ended very well, you know, like it ended well, and the epilogue was in a different point of view that we didn't get throughout the entire book, and that was very interesting to me. But the way everything ended, I'm happy about. I'm happy everyone's kind of on the same side. Like I'm okay with that, you know. I'm okay. But I really enjoyed this. I love the romance that we got, even like both romances that we get in this book, even though one of them is very sad, very sad. Not sad, but like they're both messy, but like one of them is definitely more messy than the others, and I feel like in the second book that's gonna be a main plot point, but we shall see, we shall see. I'm very excited to read the second book of the series. What am I gonna rate this book? I don't know. It's definitely above a 4. Like, it was really good. I think maybe like a 4.5. Like, this was pretty good, because like the stakes were pretty high. I don't know, I just really liked it. I really liked it. So yeah, and as you get to the end, it kind of goes a little crazy. It goes a little crazy. I think like there's 67 chapters including the epilogue, and I think when we got to like chapter 40 something, that's when it kind of got like very high stakes. So I'm excited. There's magic, there's like kings and queens, different palaces, different towns. So if you're interested in that, I would definitely read this. And if you like a queer romance, because I feel like you don't see a lot of them in fantasy books, try this one out. So that is the first book done. I'm kind of sad that it's over, but I really enjoyed this. I think I will read more by this author, especially since there's a series by this author that is like this is the sequel to that series. I think I definitely, it said at the back. Let's see. So okay, so A Curse the Curse Breaker series with a curse so dark and lonely, a heart so fierce and broken, and a vow so bold and deadly, I think follows like the king and queen, and then Prince Ren, or King Gray, and I forget her name, I literally just saw it, and then Prince Ren and Harper. Oh, the queen's name is Liamara, I think, and then Princess Harper. I think that's who this series follows, and then Carving Shadows into Gold is the second series, or the second book in the series. So I definitely think I will read more of her books because her writing is so easy to read. And at first I thought this was young adult, but it's not giving young adult. It's actually giving adult, just because there are some obvious smut scenes in here. So I don't think this is young adult. Maybe it's new adult. I don't know. I personally would not consider this young adult. Personally. But I also have no idea what this is classified as. So yeah, but that is the first book of this video. And now we will get into the second book, which is a book that I've needed to read for a very long time. I've owned this book for so long. I'm actually gonna just like listen to it all tonight because I think I have like 3 hours left in the audiobook and I can finish that today. And that book is And They Lived by Stephen Salvatore. I've had this book almost as long as I had 1984. And that was the very first book that I bought when I moved to Texas, which was 3 years ago. So I've had this book for a very long time. And I kind of just need to get it done. And every time I start the book, like, I'm liking it. I'm thinking like, oh, this is good, but I don't know. I don't know why I don't ever just like sit and finish it. Because first of all, the words are huge on the page, so it's not like it's gonna take me very long. And there's, how many pages in this book? 362. So like, cut that in half. If it had regular sized words, it's not very long. But I don't know. Let's read the synopsis. I've definitely read the synopsis for this book. I read it in my TBR video because this is all my TBR. So we're just really knocking books out, aren't we? But also, I'm gonna read it now because this is a different video. It's not that video. But it says, Chase Arthur is looking for his happily ever after. Budding animator Chase is a hopeless romantic, eager to find a fairy tale kind of love, but he's never let himself believe he deserves it. Not when he's still figuring himself out in so many ways, grappling with body dysmorphia that plagued his self-image through high school, while trying to find his place at college and compete against his ex-best friend for an exclusive apprenticeship. But then he meets the handsome and charming poet Jack, and everything changes. Their emotional and physical chemistry is visceral, a spark of lightning that makes Chase feel alive. For the first time in his life, he knows what he wants, and the insecurities that have long stood in his way start to fade. But Jack might not be ready to be who Chase needs him to be. This could be the love that Chase hoped for, but only if he's willing to risk his heart. This gives me coming of age with a splash of romance. I don't know why, because obviously it's a romance based on the cover, but it's giving me coming of age, which is not a bad thing. I do love a coming of age story. This is young adult, which I think might also be be the reason why I stop reading this book, because I don't know. I'm very hit or miss with young adult books. Some young adult books I like eat it up so quickly, like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That book I read in one day. So like some young adult books are easy to read and I enjoy them and they're fun, but then some young adult books I don't. So I don't know, they're very hit or miss, and I don't know how I'm gonna react to this one. But like I said, I have the audiobook for it and I think I'm just gonna listen to it on there. Let's see how long I have for the audiobook. I have 3 hours and 40 minutes of this audiobook. Can y'all see that? Anyway, I have it. So yeah, that's the book that we're reading now, and when I will see you guys when I finish this book. And I actually might not update you guys until tomorrow morning, depending on when I read this, when I finish it. If it's late, it's 8 o'clock, so it'll be 9, 10, 11, like probably close to midnight when I finish it, which is not bad. But I think I might just like wait to update you guys and just talk to you guys in the morning before I go to work. That might be what I do. But either way, you guys will get an update about this book, because I am gonna finish it today, because it just needs to be done. It needs to be done. So those are the updates. I'm gonna continue my diamond painting and listening to books, and I'll see you guys at another point.
You know that you got it. Baby, take the moment, you got it. It's yours, it's yours, it's yours. My love, just rest assured. I'm yours, I'm yours. Tell me what you're running for. You don't have to try so hard. Baby, come let down your no, you don't have to try so hard. Let go of your pride. Baby, come let down your guard. Safe to come inside. Let's take this show on the road. Shit, different day. I be bored out my mind. Hometown, love my place, but while I'm in my prime, gotta go get away. Hop a train, hop a flight, and ride. Tonight I gotta break free. My job, those boss be working my nerves. Clock out at phone, phones on do not disturb. My boyfriend's cool. I need my girls, the world is ours, so run it up, let's go to a land where we cannot be found. So off the grid, way too little, slow down. No, me and who, when they see me out, booked it 'cause I'm not waiting around for you.
Hi guys, it's been like, I want to say maybe 4 days since I have last updated you guys, but I did finish And They Lived by Stephen Salvatore. So this, off of my TBR, off of my 25 book street in 2025, we did that. You guys saw a clip of me reading this at work, actually. So that was fun. But this book, I think I'm gonna rate a 3.5. It was cute, but this book was very much insta love, like immediate insta love, and also like very fast paced. Like our characters were moving very quickly. And some people may love that. I was kind of just like, guys, let's slow down a little bit, maybe just a little. But they weren't listening to me. They were not slowing down at all, but that's fine. Another thing, this book got really deep really quickly. Like for a lot of the book, it was just the romance between, what are their names, Chase and Jack? Yeah, it was just the romance between Chase and Jack, and it was cute. It was a little fast moving, but it was cute nonetheless. But then, like, after the third act breakup happened, stuff kind of went downhill. I feel like, how many chapters are in this book? I feel like there's like 30 something chapters in this book. There is 29 chapters in this book, and I feel like after we got to like chapter 20, it was just like super deep, like really real things that were happening in this book. And I feel like that happens a lot when it comes to like queer books, like LGBTQ plus books, I feel like the topics in the books are very deep. They could get very deep. I guess I just wasn't expecting it, and it was just very sudden in this book. Another thing, this is a young adult book, same with Forging Silver into Stars. I don't know if like maybe I'm confused. I always paired young adult with like no smut. Like those two like went hand in hand with me. But this one had like some like scenes in it, and then same thing with Forging Silver into Stars. So I need someone to like educate me a little bit. I need someone to clear things up, clarify for me if like do all young adult, like if it's young adult, like do they still have smut? And it's just like I'm just confused. I need some clarification because I always pair the two, like young adult, no smut. And I just thought if there was some, it was like new adult or adult, but this is young adult. So I'm a little confused, and I would really appreciate it if someone could give me some help, because this is published by Bloomsbury Young Adult, so it's a young adult book. But yes, if anyone has some clarification on that, I would definitely like that. But yeah, I'm gonna rate this a 3.5. It was fine, it was cute. I'm glad I finally read it. And I did like our characters. It was just, like I said, a little bit too fast for me personally, and it just got really deep really quickly, and I was not prepared nor expecting it. So yeah, but I do think this was a nice read nonetheless. Now we're on to our last book of the video, and I actually have started this book already. This is the book that I'm probably the most excited about all of them, because I read 2 books by this author, and one of them is one of my favorite books in the entire world, and then the other one, I enjoyed the book. It wasn't my favorite. I think I gave it a 4.25, but like it was good. And those 2 books were Red, White, Royal Blue and One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. So the book that I'm reading right now is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, and I am already 61 pages through this book. My thoughts, because I am a little conflicted. Nothing is really happening right now. I'm 60 pages in, and I'm just kind of like bored, low-key. Like we have kind of like, we learn the backstory of our characters and the relationship, which is Theo and let me read you the synopsis really quick. It says Theo and Kit, or I guess it's Teo, his name is Theodora, which I love. I've been reading, not recently, but I find a way to include K-pop in every single one of my conversations. It's kind of crazy, but Teo of P1 Harmony, which is one of my favorite groups, love him. So anytime I see someone whose name is Theo or Teo, I'm already there. But anyway, let me continue reading. It says, Teo and Kit have been a lot of things. Childhood best friends, crushes, lovers, and now estranged exes. After a brutal breakup on a flight to their dream European food and wine tour, they exited each other's lives. Time apart has done them good. Teo was a bartender and an aspiring sommelier with a long roster of lovers. Kit graduated as the reigning sex god of his pastry school and now bakes at one of the finest restaurants in Paris. All that remains is the unused voucher for the European tour that never happened. 4 years later, it seems like a great idea to finally take the trip solo, separately. It's not until Teo and Kit board the tour bus that they discover they both accidentally had the exact same idea. And now they're trapped with each other for 3 weeks of the most romantic sights and sensuous flavors of France, Spain, and Italy. But it'll be fine as long as they agree they're absolutely over each other. So when Teo suggests a friendly wager to see who can sleep with their hot Italian tour guide first, Kit is game. In fact, why stop there? Why not a full-on European hookup competition? But sometimes a taste of everything only makes you crave what you can't have. So I'm 60 pages in and I haven't even gotten to the actual hookup competition or proposal of that yet. And this book is like 400 pages, close to it, and we haven't gotten to that yet. So I'm just un poquito bored. Just un poquito. Because it's like nothing's really happening. We've learned the backstory of the relationship of Teo and Kit, how they got together, how they then ended, but we also didn't really we see the right after they end, but we also don't really know what happened to make them break up. Like, that was never told to us. I just feel like there's a lot of holes right now, and the way they met again, which was honestly kind of funny to me, but the way they met again, they haven't seen each other in like 4 years. So 4 years has passed, and as of right now, we know that Teo kind of has no idea what Kit has been doing, besides the fact that he knows he went to pastries. What is it called? He went to pastry school. Yeah, I was right. That's all that Teo knows, or that's all that we know that Teo knows as of right now, and we are only getting Kit's point of view. I don't think we're going to get, or we are only getting Teo's point of view. I don't think we're gonna get Kit's point of view, which is a little bit annoying in this story. It's a little bit annoying that we're not getting his point of view, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like it would give us a lot of insight to a lot of what happened, because I can't say that. I think it would have given a lot of insight if we had dual point of view, but that's not how the book was written, so nothing can change. I'm just a little bored right now, but I'm hoping the farther we get into the story, the more we'll see and the more I'll like, because I really want to like this book, but I am just really not feeling it right now, which is very upsetting to me. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. I have about, let me see, I have 6 hours and 5 minutes left of this audiobook if I listen to it on 2x speed. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow when I come back from work, and then post it on either tomorrow or Monday, because Monday is the last day. It's the last day of Pride Month, and this needs to go up during Pride Month. This is for the Pride people, okay? This is to show my alliance, okay? This is what this is for. So this needs to go up in June. No exceptions. So maybe I can't finish this today. I can't. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to listen to it until like midnight, because that's when I go to sleep. Yeah, maybe 1. I think I can do 1 and then get like 8 hours of sleep and wake up at 9 to go to work at 10. Like, I think I can stretch that. I think I can do that, which means I could get like 3 hours of this audiobook done, because it's basically 10 right now. I can get like 3 hours of this audiobook done, and I'll be at like 3 hours tomorrow, and then just listen to the rest of it as I work tomorrow, because we are quite slow at work now. But I think that's what I'll do. But those are my updates as of now, and yeah, but those are the updates. I'm going to put on my pajamas and read until I physically cannot keep my eyes open anymore. So that's the plan, and I will see you guys later.
Streets, music playing all night. Hawaii, I found my peace on a mountain zip line. Australia stole my heart, and the natives are fine as hell. Oh well, let's spend it all tonight in a land where we cannot be found. So off the grid, way too late to slow down. No, do what I please, 'cause I'm very grown. If you with me, we not staying home tonight. Let's fucking go. 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 Take this show on the road.
We're here for the very, very, very last update of this video, which is kind of sad. It's also the very last day of Pride Month, which is also very sad because I wasn't planning to post this on the last day of Pride Month, but that's just how my life has worked out recently. So that's just what's happening, and oh well. I'm making sure I'm posting this today though. But I have finished The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, and before anything I want to correct myself. I was definitely saying Theo, Teo, whatever you want to call them. I was saying he, and that's not correct. I feel like, I don't know if I'm the only person who thought this. Maybe it's just like my gender bias and I feel very ignorant for it, but when I see the cover I see two men, and that's not what this was. During like, also another thing, I was saying like, oh my gosh, I really wish we got Kit's point of view because I feel like it would give us so much more. I got what I asked for, and that was kind of when I was like, oh, because during Teo's point of view there's not any like clear, unless like there was one thing that went over my head and then I realized it after the fact, but to me there was nothing that was like clearly defining a gender, at least in my eyes. There was one thing that went over my head that I realized afterwards, like I said, but at the moment there was nothing that was clearly defining like a gender for me. So I was resulting to he, and that is ignorant of me, so I apologize for that. But I did correct myself afterwards, and whenever I was like I do this thing when I read a book, I do talk to myself. Do people do that? Like, do you guys do that? Like when you are like reading a book and like something happens, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just did that. Like afterwards I corrected myself and I referred to Theo in the way that Theo wanted to be referred to. So there's that. I don't want to, like, I'm kind of being vague about it because I don't want to spoil anything because it is kind of a big part of the story, so I don't want to spoil anything. But there was that. Like I said, we did get Kit's point of view at one point, and I really enjoyed Kit's point of view. It was like split in half. The first half was Theo's point of view, the second half was Kit's point of view, and I liked getting both of their point of views. But I think I was just bored with this book. It was very repetitive. Like, once they got into like the hookup competition part, well, that's another thing. I feel like Red, White, and Royal Blue I feel like her books have smut, but this book definitely has the most, and it didn't surprise me considering what the book is about and what the characters do in this book and what like the blurb says is happening in this book. It didn't surprise me at all, but I do, in case people are expecting the same amount of spice as her other books have, it's way more than that. Wait, let me do something. I tried to make sure I was using the right pronouns for Casey, but I can't find any, so I'm just gonna say Casey. If you're expecting the same amount of spice that was in Casey's other books, there is a lot more in this book, but I feel like that's also to be expected. But then I also saw people like, oh my gosh, Red, White, and Royal Blue were so political, so maybe that's something that needs to be told to you guys before. But yes, there's a lot of spice. I just felt that this book was a little bit repetitive at times because they are on this wine tour, and so like they go to a new spot, they kind of do the same things. Kit and Theo go through the same things, and then so on and so forth. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. And I feel like when you have like a competition type plot, it gets very repetitive because it's the same thing. Like they're trying to like get more than the others, so the same thing is just happening throughout the entire book, and it just got very repetitive and very boring in my opinion. But I did like seeing the self-discovery of honestly both of our characters. Kids, I feel like his self-discovery was very different than Theo's self-discovery. He kind of just figured out what like stuff about himself and how he is with like relationships and whatnot, rather than like a huge, I mean like that could be a huge self-discovery for someone, but it wasn't like Theo's self-discovery. But I think both characters kind of realized things about themselves. The epilogue was super cute. I did really like that. And then like their resolution and how they figured out their problems, because this is a second chance romance. So there is some like underlying things as to why they have their problems with each other. So seeing them resolve that was very interesting, and I did like that. But like getting to that was just very boring. I liked learning about the food, like the bakeries and the food and the wines and the different areas that they went to, so that was also cool. It was almost like I was learning a lot about these places that I'll probably never visit in my life, but I can live vicariously through these characters, so it's fine. What else do I need to say about this book? I want to say, because I feel like a lot of people, when there's a third act breakup, it kind of strays them for the book. I don't think this book has one. And I did enjoy this, but I feel like there was low-key conflict throughout the entire book, so there really was no need for a distinct third act breakup. That's one thing. This book is very angsty. It's very angsty. So if you don't like that, maybe just try it. But it probably won't be your favorite if you don't like an angsty miscommunication book, because that's a big one in here. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the pairing. I had really high hopes for this book, and I'm not gonna necessarily say that they didn't meet those expectations, but they didn't meet those expectations. But it was good. I think I'm gonna give this a 3.75. I think that's what this book is getting, because it was good. It's probably my least favorite out of Casey's books, but I mean it was enjoyable. I just felt that it was a little bit repetitive and it got boring at times, but I feel like when it is like a plot, like a competition plot, that's kind of bound to happen. So those are my thoughts on the pairing. I still love Casey and her and their writing. Like I said, I don't want to do that again. That really made me feel bad. Even though this is not a real person, this is not a real character, that actually I was like, oh my gosh, you're ignorant. But yes, I still love Casey. I still love Casey's writing, and I will still continue to read the books that Casey puts out no matter what. I'm glad I read this. This was on my 25 books to read in 2025. And like I said, the self-discovery aspects of the book was something that I really enjoyed reading. It was really honestly just the hookup competition that was kind of just like, okay, can we be over with this now? But yeah, so that is my thoughts on The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Giving this a 3.75. It wasn't bad. And then now we can talk about the other two books, which I just talked about. For you guys, I just talked about. I actually read these both like a little bit ago. But And They Lived by Stephen Salvatore, I gave a 3.5. I'm gonna stick with a 3.5. It was a good book. I enjoyed this. It was nice. It was nice. Like I said, I just felt like things moved a little bit too quickly, but I also feel like young relationships, I say that like I'm like old, I'm 20, so I kind of like I get it, but like they move pretty quickly, and our characters, I think, are are 17 and 18 in this book. So I mean, they're young and they're just starting college. They're discovering themselves, especially Jack. I think that was his name. He's definitely, yeah, Jack. He's discovering himself. Chase is discovering himself. And yeah, so I enjoyed this book. It was nice to see a character. I love seeing characters in college, specifically characters that are like going into college, because I was at that point in my life like not too long ago. I'm going to my 3rd year of college. So like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, almost. No, 2 years ago. I was at this point of my life as well. And then the first book that I read, which my favorite book of this video, which I wasn't expecting, was Forging Silver into Stars. I think I gave it, I don't know if I gave it a 4 or a 4.5, but I'm gonna give it a 4.5. This was so good and I was not expecting it. And as soon as we move and I have my bookshelves up, I'm getting the second book and I'm reading the second book because it was just so good. Like it was so good. And Bridget's writing, how she wrote these characters, I am obsessed. Like I don't remember if I had any bad things to say about this book. I don't know, but I loved this. I loved the dynamics of our characters. I loved how messy this was. This book was messy. Let me tell you, this book was messy. And yeah, I loved everything about this book. It just didn't give me the 5-star feels, but I did love everything about this book. And if you guys want to know who my favorite character is, it's Mercy and Jax. If I have to choose a human, it's Jax. So yeah, 4.5, 3.5, and 3.75. Those are my thoughts about these queer books. I had a great time reading these, honestly. I really did enjoy my time reading these books, and I would definitely recommend all of them. I would definitely recommend all of them to everyone. Especially like if you love a romantasy, please pick up Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but pick up that book. It was really good. And yeah, happy Pride Month, or I guess I hope you enjoyed your Pride Month. This is a parting gift for you guys. This is a parting gift to show my alliance to you guys because it is the last day of Pride Month. Like I said, this wasn't how this was supposed to go, but if this is the last thing you see for Pride Month, I hope you had a great one. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.